Hi guys, welcome back to Two Blokes Racing. Thanks for watching another video. This one is going to be about aerodynamics. So we're going to venture into that area now and see what we can improve for very little cost. So been researching about the holes in bumpers at the rear and under trays and all that sort of aero. I understand that there's about a third of the air goes underneath the car generally, and generally it gets caught at the back bumper like a parachute, so not good obviously. Slows the car down, makes the air all turbulent at the back and all that, and doesn't give you any downforce at the back. It does the opposite. So what we want to do is let the air come out as fast as possible underneath the car, so we're going to drill some holes in the back bumper. So a lot of people do this. You'll see that in a lot of race cars, I'm sure. What we're going to do is something slightly different. We're going to make some slots, and there's a reason for that, because the bumper, we'll explain it in the video, saves a little bit of weight anyway as well. But mainly good for aero. Also, we might add a gurney flap to the top of the rear hatch, not the roof, but the the boot spoiler sort of area. And again, we've got an idea for that. That's really cheap cost. Should make a good difference to airflow and giving the back end a little bit more downforce. Have a look, see what you think. So here's the rear bumper, and we've got a few mods that we're doing to this. So at the moment what I'm doing is I was going to drill some holes in the back bumper around about sort of this area. You often see that on Pumas or other race cars, Clios and stuff, and they have big circular holes about 2-inch diameter all the way along there. And what it's for is because if you don't have that, it's like a parachute, so a third of the air, or roughly a third of the air, goes under the car, gets caught by the back bumper, and it's like a parachute effect, slows the car down, and it creates negative downforce basically. You've got slow moving air under the car at the back, and you don't want that. So this lets the air come out fast, lowers the air pressure, means you get a bit more downforce. The only problem with holes is, well, it's no problem with holes, apart from I found a better way. So instead of having these holes here, if I do slots, I'll probably get about the same surface area opening. But where I've cut them, if you just look down there, it's flat bottom bumper, and then it curves up at this point. So this is like a gurney flap basically at the bottom of the bumper rather than the top of the hatch, like boot lid. It's down here, and as that curves up, the air will hit that and push the car down. So it'll do a couple of great things for it, and also it saves a bit of weight, not too much. So I've cut one out and just putting the other one this side just to make sure it's the same, marking it out with tape, and then jigsawing and drilling at the edges. So yeah, it should look quite good as well. Pleased with that. Another little cool mod which costs nothing at all. So while I'm sorting out the bumper and cutting that slot in it, I thought I'd get rid of the burnt on rubber, this melted rubber from the track, and I wonder what to use. So as you can see, this works a treat. You don't even have to rub it that hard. It just comes off with a light rub, so that won't take long. What this is just turtle wax bug and sap remover. So great stuff. And there you go. Excellent. So it's rear spoiler time, and this is the task for today. So I've got some aluminium now. What I went for was 3mm thick, 100mm wide by 1.2 meters long. Aluminium 6082 is the spec, and that is the free machining spec. Really good for that, but it's not good for bending. So you're probably thinking, why did I go for a non-bending spec aluminium? So I wanted something that was really rigid. It's going to take a lot of force when it's up on the car, and I was thinking basically this is what I could get hold of cheaply as well, so this also made sense. And we're not bending it much, so this is still acceptable grade if you're not bending it much. So I've put a bit of a curve in there, as you can see. That curve was done on just, I improvised, so I used a tyre that I had, and I pushed it around the curve. Because it's 3mm thick, it doesn't bend very easily. You have to put quite a bit of force on, you have to do a bit at a time, and you finally can get there. So there we go. That's what it is. And that basically mimics this curve here. then I had to bend the corners in a bit more. The radius seems to change at this point, and then I bent them a bit more just by hand again, and you can see there's a bit more of a bend there. So it fits quite flush now. What I did, you're probably wondering what this is. So this is just some PPF that I had laying around, just some paint protection film that I put on there. Just when I'm working on it, I just don't want to scratch it up. And if you're wondering why this is white, this is the peelable protective cover on there, so that's raw aluminium. We'll decide what colour we're going to do that. We might do it red, same colour as the car, or we might do it black, or perhaps leave it aluminium. So we'll see. And I've just gone to the middle of it now, and I've put a 6.5mm clearance hole in there for a M6 bolt. So I'm going to put a bolt through there with a couple of nuts on the back, just some lock nuts, and I've also got a spring washer as well, just to make sure it's all nice and secure. And I'll drill that through here, and then I'll put whatever other ones are suitable to go in. And then at the corners here, I'm going to have a bracket there, so it'll be an L-shaped bracket that comes up, and then that will hold these, because that will take a lot of force on the corner, and that'll be a bit that will be susceptible to bending. So if I put a nice L-shaped bracket up there and hold it maybe in 2 positions, high and low, that should do really well, keep it nice and stiff and sturdy. So here we go. Okay, so I have the left hand bolt in, I have the middle bolt in, I'm just drilling the other side. So yeah, you can see where I've marked things and been lining this up. So now we have the hole in the aluminium, we have the hole in here. Let me just clear that out, and I'll obviously paint these so we don't get any rust. Let's clean up that hole. Okay, good. Right, so this is going to look cool. So as you can see, I've just used masking tape just to mask where I want it to be, and just did all the measurements, made sure and double checked everything. And there we go. So that's all good. I'm going to make some brackets for the corners that go onto the boot here, like an L-shaped bracket. And I'll see where else I need some bolts. I think I need one in here, and probably one in between these two as well. So the spoiler's all fitted temporarily, and what I'm doing now is making some brackets just for the corners, and here you can see what I'm doing. So that will be fitted there. I'm going to rivet that in, and that will hold that corner in place nicely, and then I'll trim everything up and make it in the right shape. That should be good. So I put on these uprisers for effect just in vinyl tape, and then it's just fixed on with these brackets in the corner that I've finished now, and I've sprayed it all red to match the car. Yeah, and you just have literally some bolts and nuts going all the way through there. You can get to them from the other side very easily. Yeah, and then these hold it upright. It's very sturdy, there's no way that's going to move, and it's quite a nice angle backwards, just about right I think, and about the right height, but you can adjust it up and down. Thanks for watching, guys, again. Hope you got some good insights from this. Doesn't have to cost the world, as we've shown in many of our videos, so have a go. And yeah, we can't wait to get out racing again soon, so take it easy, guys. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. So here is the finished article.